Storing grain on farm is an important part of farm business management and can add value to farm enterprises, but the grain needs to be maintained in peak condition. The Plant Biosecurity CRC is developing new ways to achieve this, with a focus on insect control, ensuring grain storage remains cost-effective and efficient.
The CRC's been interested in how to optimise the impact from projects in the grain industry. We're running 5 sites across the grain zones in Australia, and here in the west we have 2 sites. One's a cooperative site with the bulk handler industry at the grain port of Kwinana, and the second is working with growers through the Mingenew-Irwin group, who've been a wonderful supporter of the research and in particular the deployment of the research on farm.
The Mingenew-Irwin group consists of farmers within the Mingenew and Irwin shires, and there are corporate members outside those shires now, and where we pay a levy, and that levy goes towards doing R&D relevant to the farmers within these areas.
Yeah, the trials we've been working with MIG on, with the grain aeration, they've shown some surprising results actually. The aeration has certainly dropped the amount of infestations in the silos, so because obviously the cooler we can get the grain, certainly if we can get it under 20 degrees grain temperature, that really starts to slow down the life cycle of weevils and grain insects. So that's the ultimate goal.
The trial was basically an aerated silo and a non-aerated silo, and we had basically with the traps that went in the top from the weevils they were getting out, they were getting a full vial, probably a vial about that big, out of the non-aerated silo of weevils, and out of the other one they were getting out that much, and that was like they were dragging them out weekly. So that opened our mind up, because just changing the environment, I suppose, rather than doing anything else, make it inhospitable for them.
So aeration technology doesn't actually kill insects, which is where our other investments in things like nitrogen technology come into play. So nitrogen technology, which is manipulating or increasing the amount of nitrogen in the air in a silo and removing oxygen, actually works by starving the insects of oxygen, and therefore they asphyxiate and die.
Nitrogen technology is not new, it's old. Because new nitrogen generator is cheap and market available, so we reevaluate this method for grain storage, for insect control.
Yeah, so there's probably the secret to it is obviously with nitrogen is you need a good sealed silo. So we've got our newer ones sealed pretty well, so it'd be an option to use them in that. But the ones we've had for 15, 20 years or more that don't seal so well, probably not an option unless we go through and reseal them. Yeah, every year there's something new that's coming up. It's quite challenging at times. We try and get the 90% right every year and then keep on adding your 5 or 10% up.
For the simple fact is that the bottom line is getting harder and harder. They talk about the cost price squeeze, and we've got to become more efficient. And a lot of those times the more efficient ways is just the 1%ers. So if we improve this by 1% and improve something else by 1%, and that's where we have that collaboration with the scientists, is that they can help us along that way to improve and not only make us profitable and productive and then sustainable, but in the end make us more regenerative, so we're actually leaving the farms in a better state than when we first took over.